All right, I thought I'd do another one of these Wordle versus Don't Wordle things. So I tried one of these the other day, and I feel like I got a little lucky and it worked out, but we're gonna try it again. So basically, I have Don't Wordle opened up on the right there. This is today's Don't Wordle. And the idea of Don't Wordle is it's just like Wordle, but you're trying not to find the correct answer. And on the left, I have a Wordle Unlimited. So it'll just be a random Wordle that works just like normal Wordle. And we're gonna guess the same words on both of them and try to solve the Wordle and not solve the Don't Wordle. So there we go. Let's see. Now the trick is, you wanna guess something not good on the Don't Wordle, pizzazz, xylil, fluff, poppy, these kind of words with triple letters and stuff, but that's not very good for the Wordle. You know what, let's do words. We're gonna choose our sword wisely, but you'll notice sword is all in yellow. So we're gonna do words. We're gonna choose our words wisely, and we'll hope that is, oh, with a W? Really? The W and the S? All right, well, okay, well, I mean, it wasn't good for the Don't Wordle, that's for sure. I definitely didn't think the W was gonna be the one that came up. Yellow. All right, so now the trick is, because of the Don't Wordle, we have to use the W and the S. But there's no, and we can't use the O and the R. Oh, man. See, the Don't Wordle is much more limiting because it forces us to reuse clues and not use grays. And on the Wordle, that's gonna be really bad. Okay, well, if I wasn't not trying to solve it, my thought would be swamp. However, since I'm trying to actually not solve it, I'm worried that's pretty good, but I also need to find some letters on the left. Basically, I'm hoping that we get enough of the letters yellow on the left that I can do an anagram and solve it at the end. Something like swish is probably better because it has the double S. Let's go with swish and hope that does not, doesn't limit it too much. Wow, well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't do sword then, huh? Because we'd had the SW green right away. Okay, well. Okay, I mean, again, swamp, we gotta use another vowel, an A, E, or U, or a Y, but we could do something like swung. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of that actually uses a U. So I'm thinking we should do that, because once we do something with an A or an E that has an N or a G, because with E we can do sweep, with A, we can do swamp. Okay, so we can do swamp and sweet and swung. As long as we don't get any, yellows or greens, we can do all of those. Obviously, at some point, we're gonna get yellows or greens. Let's go with swung. I don't know. I mean, any of them could be just as bad as the others. Okay, swung. All right, now the question is, do we want to do sweet or swamp? The issue is, so this has the double letter, which is good, right? The double E, because you're checking fewer letters. That's good for Don't Wordle, but I feel like the E or the T are more likely to come up as a yellow than the M and the P. We do have sweep as a possibility. So there's a couple words with P's. But something like sweat is also a possibility. So if we do sweet and it's sweat, then we might. So is swept. Sweet, sweat, and swept. So there's 3 words that are this form. There's also swell, E-double-L. So I'm thinking swamp because, I mean, the answer could be swamp, right? And then we're done for. Certainly possible. But what I'm thinking is, if it's not swamp, then unless we get the P or the A, it could be sweat or sweep or swept, so. But they wouldn't be, they'd be yellows, not greens, so you'd have a little more flexibility maybe. Whereas if we do this, we're more likely to get greens? I don't know. Maybe that's not accurate, but I'm thinking swamp. I'm just leaning towards swamp. Let's go with swamp. Hopefully it's not swamp. Okay, good. Woo, there's only 4 possibilities left, all right. Well, it's not looking good for either one of them right now. Okay, we've got M, O, and R. Unfortunately, they're all yellow. All right, well, I'm just gonna keep working on the Don't Wordle and hope that we can anagram the Wordle at the end. We may end up feeling both of these. So, there's 4 words left. We've got sweet, we've got swell, we've got, actually can't think of anything else. Sweet and swell and swelt? That might be a word. I don't know. Well, let's try swelt, see if that's a word. It is a word. Oh! Okay, well the answer is obviously sweet. Let's do swelt over here. Ooh, okay, we've got all the letters. Wow, okay, that was huge. But what is the answer? So could it be re-something? Tom? No, I don't like that. So what about something ER? Motor? That would be OR. I feel like we should be able to figure this out. Or, I mean, it's gotta be something like this, doesn't it? Meter? Is that a thing? Am I just being stupid? I might just be being stupid here. Isn't that ER? Is meter like that a thing? Metro! Oh, I am just being stupid. Metro. Okay, I think the answer is gonna be Metro. Yes, all right, we solved that one. Now, we failed the Don't Wordle, but, oh man, so it's gonna be sweet. The problem is, if we do swell, I think we're still gonna be limited to 1. So I think we're gonna have to undo again. Now, the question is, can we do it from here? So we've got swamp, we've got sweat, we've got swell, sweep. So if we do sweep, then we're done for because it's just sweep. If we do sweat, we're done for because it's just the A. If we do swell, we're gonna get the green E, but that's it. But then we're gonna have to do other SWEs. You know, we can do sweat or sweep for our last guess. And if we do swell, then we can't do swelt, is the problem. There's gotta be a way to do it. If we do swell, then we only get the E, which is good. But then what happens after that? We can do sweep, we can do sweat, but we need 2 words. And once we do swell, we can't do something like swamp anymore. The problem is, we need another word that uses A, besides swamp. Something like swack, is that a word? I don't think it is, but let's try it. Oh, it's a word! Wow, okay, swack. There we go. Now, we can do swell. Yep, and then we can do sweep, and we should be good. All right, there we go, cool. Well, I didn't know swack was a word, that's funny. All right, what are other possibilities there? Sweel. Yep, so sweel was one that I didn't know. The rest of these I was considering, but, huh. Well, that's interesting. All right, well, I mean, we solved the Wordle. We managed to not Wordle, although we had to use a couple of undos, but I don't feel too bad about that. I think that's pretty good, actually. Wow, that was amazing that we went from O, R, and M, which could have been probably a number of things, and then the E and the T, and then I still couldn't do the anagram for the longest time. Let me know how long you were screaming at the screen, Metro, Metro, you idiot, as I'm guessing like meter with an O. Anyways, all right. But sweep and metro, we solved them both. Very nice. So if you try this Wordle and don't Wordle at the same time thing, let me know how it goes for you. It's pretty interesting. It's definitely tricky. It's interesting. Both times now I've focused on the don't Wordle, and the Wordle just sort of seemed to solve itself, which is really unusual. So, and there was only one comment. Well, it had sweet had the T, but the E was the only common letter. Otherwise, we did get the T with swell, so that's true. We had the E and the T that were common between the two, but very interesting. It'd be interesting to do this more times and see how often the Wordle just sort of solves itself when you're trying not to solve the don't Wordle. Obviously, it's not always going to. You're going to end up sometimes with, and maybe there was another anagram that I didn't think of, but at any rate, yeah, let me know if you try this out, how it goes for you, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. I don't know about you, but my teeth don't have skin. So what's going on here? Well, this is obviously an idiom, which is essentially an expression. Okay, so not Africa, but Northeast. Okay, so we're in the Middle East then, probably. Because it is pretty warm. Oh, no, it's not, because the A is at the end. It's gonna be extra. Oh, and oxide, we would have had the X from oxide.